So where we last left off the R6, this is the state that we left it in. Completely fairingless, but she does have the LED regulator, so that means the headlight can work. The DRLs work. Everything is working functionally on this bike. The last thing it needs is just the fairings to be put back together and for NRC to send me the proper fender eliminator for this bike. Now, I've been talking to New Rage Cycles in the DMs. I said, hey, I think you guys sent me the wrong one. They asked for photo confirmation. I sent them a clip of my video being like, hey, you guys sent me the wrong one. And then they asked me if I ordered it from Amazon, which I did, and they ghosted me. I haven't heard from them since, so just kind of, I'm waiting on NRC to hit me back up on that one. The next thing that we're trying to figure out with the R6 is how to remove this seat cowl. I don't know if you guys can't tell, this is not paint matched to the R6 race. The dealership I bought this bike from put that on there. They charged me like 70 bucks for it or something like that. Yeah, it was a little weird, but I don't really care. It's at least better than, because I think these bikes from the factory don't come with anything here. They don't have a seat or a cowl, so they just bought like an eBay cowl and put it on there. And what we're trying to figure out is there's a little bit of paperwork, I think, or like a towel or something hidden under the seat cowl, and we're trying to figure out how to get that out. I have no idea what that could possibly be, but it's like this hidden paperwork inside of the R6. Genuine parts and accessories. I need to open this up. Oh, but this tells us, this might reveal how to take off the seat cowl. Well, luckily this little document that we ripped out of the R6 does reveal how to remove the seat cowl. The bolts are hidden right behind there. So you have to peel back the rubber piece, and now we can remove the seat cowl. Now, she should just pop up. There we go, ta-da, and now, in theory, we should have easy access. Next up, we're gonna be using a very technical procedure called taping things down with a lot of duct tape. So now that little regulator piece that you guys saw in there, even though we didn't spend the money and waste time getting the bracket, I've been trying to get this bike out and on the street as soon as possible. That regulator, that's not going anywhere. Duct tape, very technical and easy procedure, cheap. You don't need to buy brackets. You don't need to waste all that money. And if anyone's wondering, yes, this bike does have a VIN number. That is like the #1 comment I get on all my videos about the R6. I get a lot of doubters, a lot of haters about this project, and people being like, oh, it's not possible, but it is probably one of the easier bikes out there to convert to street legal, especially when you're looking at like converting a dirt bike to like a supermoto street legal and things like that. This already has all the plugs that you need, and all the lights and things that line up to it already exist because this bike was already in street production for so long. eBay parts are really cheap and easy to get for this bike. The VIN number is already on there. You literally just need to take the track title and take it to the BMV once it's called a BMV in Ohio. Then you get it street inspected, and then you get a street legal title, and you can ride it on the street. It's really, really not that hard. It's just been taking me forever because I'm a college student, and obviously I'm recruiting some help from Ducati Cleveland. They're helping me out with this project. It would probably take me a lot longer without them, but it's just a lot of really dumb things that have been holding me up. This is why you guys watch this channel, so you guys can learn from my mistakes. So let's say you want to buy a Kawasaki H2 like me. It is a $3,000 non-refundable deposit that you can only put in a 2-week window in November. After that, you have to wait a few months for the bike to actually be built, shipped to wherever you live, and usually takes about until May or June in order to get delivered. I bought this bike June of last year after I got back from a trip on California because I got lucky. Somebody else backed out on their order of a Kawasaki H2, and I was able to buy one of these bikes. So it sat a good portion of the summer, and I wasn't able to get a tune on this bike until into the very end of the year. When I did finally get the tune on the bike, all of a sudden winter hit here in Ohio, and it's been crappy here ever since. I have to remind my viewers every so often. I know some people get tired of me saying it, but I am in school. I can't just vacation to someplace warm whenever I want. I kind of have to wait until my school schedule opens up, and then I can go somewhere warm. In the times that I have done that, very few times I have done that over the winter, I have usually taken my other bikes. And the reason for that is this bike is a little bit hefty. I didn't bring earplugs. This is a terrible idea. What's really cool is this bike just started right up. There was no hesitation, no problems. It's a Japanese bike that might as well be an honorary European. Oh, that's right. We have a loose bolt here. Dude, that's what I was talking about. I just feel really bad because I've been storing this bike at Ducati all winter. Yes, I have the truck. I can take it home technically whenever I want, but I had a hard enough time getting the V4 in the back of the truck, and that bike weighs like 70 pounds lighter than this one. 100 pounds lighter? I don't know. The H2 is a really heavy bike, and that's just kind of been my biggest problem with this thing is it's a difficult bike to move around, especially when it's much colder outside. I'd much rather ride the V4 that actually gives off a little bit of heat around the loins instead of this bike that just heat soaks it and keeps the heat in the engine. I would rather it dissipate it onto the user, but it doesn't. It still overheats. We had that problem. I did have this bike out last week. I was trying to take this bike home, but then Ryan hit a deer on the Daytona, and I brought this bike right back because that's where he dropped his bike off, and I had to take him home. Oh, just irritating. God does not want me to ride the H2. What can I say? So that's why I'm going to ride it in jeans and a hoodie in 40-degree weather. I can't help myself. I want to ride my H2. It's been a very unfair winter. What am I doing? Yeah, baby, we're riding the H2. Oh, I'm getting a pain in my heart. My heart is giving me pain. What am I doing wrong? Too much caffeine over the winter. I'm dying. I hop on the H2 for 2 seconds and my body gives me a heart attack. Breathe, 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 breathe. Couldn't possibly be from the piercing cold. Woohoo! Okay. Alright, this is gonna be the point of the vlog where I turn around very quickly because I'm cold. I can't feel my fingers, bro. It's cold. The bike is 143. I left when it was 200 degrees. I thought this bike was warmed up. She is not warmed up at all. I at least wanted to get her to operating temperature. She is not even close. Let's see if I can flip her Yui here. Go, go, gadget. Turning radius. Yep. Warm up the hands. Warm up the hands. Come on. Why do I do these things myself? I kind of forgot how enjoyable this bike is by yourself. If it was like warmer out and kind of like a little bit more enjoyable, it would be so much nicer. Such a stupid bike. I don't even want to rev it because I don't think this bike got to operating temperature. I feel so bad. Why is she still 149 degrees, dude? In the summer, this thing will be cooking at like 230. The hottest motorcycle ever. And in the winter, I mean, I get it might have something to do with the fact it's only 40 degrees out, but I don't know. Get me off of this thing. I'm cold. I can't feel my fingers. Don't mind me, just warming up my hands. So that's kind of why I've been neglecting the H2 is just like suboptimal conditions. I still love the bike. I don't think I'm going to sell this bike, dude. I'm in a constant conflict in my brain. Like, yes, this bike is awesome, but it also, like, it's really hard to film this bike because it constantly just wants to break speed limits. It's a difficult bike to own because a lot of my content revolves around trying not to break laws on a motorcycle, and when that's all this bike wants to do, it's like, geez, it's kind of hard to justify. But whenever I hop on it and I ride it, I'm kind of reminded of like, oh, that's why I keep it. It's because it's like, it's a little bit more than just like a content bike. It's also there's nothing else like it bike. Will I possibly sell it one day? Probably, but today's not that day. So Clint brought up a really interesting point to me. So I bought this bike for $11,500, which is a lot cheaper than even what they were back in 2020. So back in 2020, the Yamaha R6 was $12,199. Yes, so accounting for inflation, $12,199 back in 2020. In 2025, this year would be $15,039.86. Because inflation has been so rampant these past 5 years, yeah, I think I got a pretty good deal on the R6. Now, I technically haven't paid sales tax on this bike yet, so IRS don't come for me yet, but when I go and get the street title for this bike, I will have to pay sales tax. I don't really get why that works, but it's not going to be that much. Sales tax on $11,500 is a lot better than $15,000, so I will take that.
Turn signals.
Oh. Other side. That one works. Do the hazards work? Dude, it's got hazards though. OG R6 didn't even have that. It was kind of a given. Dude, it looks like an R6 now. That is, I mean, besides the fact it's still missing half the fairings, the seat, and the cowl, it's basically an R6. And if you're wondering, she does in fact have the plugs for the plate light and the turn signals. So right now she just has that plate duct taped in the rear, but as soon as we get the proper plate mount, NRC, maybe we could actually get a plate on this bike and then take it to the BMV and get everything street legal. This piece on the R6 kind of like sticks out right here, kind of like winglets before the winglets even existed, which I think looks way cooler than actual winglets, even though it's not functional at all. This little tiny, probably 10-cent piece that cost Yamaha to make, we made the mistake, we got a little excited to get these mirrors on here to see if they work. By the way, the mirrors are scuffed because I cheaped out and got the cheaper ones on eBay. I think that they fit behind this little cowl here, so we have to remove all these mirrors, all the bolts for it, and remove this front cowl again so that we can fit this little plastic piece back there. So if you're attempting this project for yourself, just be aware of that. Don't get excited like we did and install the mirrors a little bit too prematurely. It's okay though. She is now starting to look a little bit more like an actual Yamaha R6. Now, something else I kind of forgot to add into the inflation counter is this bike actually does come with the Yamaha factory quick shifter. So I believe back in 2020, that was like a $600 option. These bikes didn't come from the factory with that. And so you kind of have to account that into the inflation counter as well. So overall, I think you're getting a better deal on this bike than a 2021 back in 2020. So I hate to give you guys a little bit of a spoiler, but she's kind of done. I really didn't expect this bike to be done on a random Tuesday, but she is. Now I'm gonna hold off to do the full reveal video because let's be real here, she still doesn't have a legal license plate, so she's still not fully street legal. But all of the difficult stuff, all of the hardship, all of the problems that we had, those are all in the past now. She is fully street legal. Now, my only concern would be taking this bike out in the rain on like a rainy day because she doesn't have any of like the protection and waterproofing that the 2020 had. All of that stuff should be relatively inexpensive, but as it stands right now, I'm like, probably be a good idea to keep it out of the rain for a little bit. But for all intents and purposes, we have a pretty much finished 2025 Yamaha R6. This is literally one of the coolest freaking things I've ever done in my life, dude. Thank you so much to Ducati Cleveland. I literally would not be able to do, I wouldn't have the time for this project by myself. Plus some of the electrical knowledge that they shared with me about the headlights and stuff. I would not know any of this stuff and be able to share this with you. Next video, we're gonna be doing a full reveal. We're gonna be talking about how much this bike costs. I'm gonna try to get this bike to the BMV so that way we can get this all inspected in the same video, but we're just gonna have to wait and see if the weather holds up. But as soon as that plate mount is on there, she's ready for the BMV inspection, and then we can finally get my road legal title for the Yamaha R6. And with the R6 being finished, we gotta say goodbye to Ducati Cleveland. Mission accomplished, boys, mission accomplished.
I'll be staying outside, yeah, so I